Hello. Byrdie here with Redbyrd Designs and just wanting to craft with you tonight / paint. We are going to be crafting a flag. It's Flag Day. I'll show you what I did in my mixed media pad the other day. So I made this and I thought this would be really cool on a piece of wood, so that's what we're going to do, and I'll kind of show you what I did along the way, and then hopefully that inspires you to do something crafty. So as you're able to hop on, say hi, let me know where you're watching, and let's just see, there I am. If you don't already, hold on. If you don't already, hit this little button under the video, the little bell, and that will make sure that you get notifications when I go live. And that works in all the groups. If you're part of any of the groups and you see me by chance and during a live and don't want to miss the next one, or are not getting notified that I'm going live, that little button right there, the bell, will set you up. So make sure to hit that. And then as you hop on, say hi. So, all right, I'm in the right place. Looks like I can see comments possibly, hopefully. Okay. See if I can see them on my laptop here. It's not always helpful on the laptop. So, I've just got a piece of wood here. Where am I at? Where's the best? And we are gonna do a little painting today. Some mixed media. We'll do some stenciling and things like that. Okay, so I'm gonna take us over to, let's try this one. That way you can still see me and the stuff. Okay. So this is just a 1x8 that I believe is, let's just see what it is. Let me grab my ruler. So it's about 12 inches long. And I am going to start by putting a quick stain down. Let me grab my stain. So I'm going to use this water-based wax, antiquing wax, and we'll get that down first just to give us a dark base for giving us that rustic look. So I'm just going to use a baby wipe here and quickly get some of this dark brown down. So as you hop on, say hi. Let me know, do you decorate for the 4th of July? Maybe you decorate for Memorial Day and it carries over to 4th of July. Okay, I'm going to try and get these edges real quick here. So let's see, I can see people starting to join. Hi Tammy and Tiffany. How are you guys tonight? And Anne's hopping on. Hi Anne. I did not sand this piece of wood, so it's a little rough around the edges, but I think that's going to work great for what we're trying to do here. So I'm just going to get some excess off. And there we go. So for those of you who are just joining, we are painting a kind of mixed media fun flag. I painted this the other day in my mixed media journal and really thought this would look great on a piece of wood. So that is what our inspiration is tonight. We'll see how close we get and might get better, might try some new things, but that is kind of where we're headed tonight. Okay. All right, so I've just got a simple blue and a red out, Apple Barrel's 2 blue, and Apple Barrel bright red. Another good red is flag red as well. And we'll get some white out. And so we are, let me turn it this way. We are working this way. We're going to have the blue block along the top with the stripes that come down. So we'll just start by getting in our first layer of color here, and I am not going to measure, we're just going to go with it, eyeball it. So I'm thinking right there maybe, let's see, maybe a little lower. This would also work if you wanted to do some paper, mixed media, adding paper to it. I don't have my paper out right now, otherwise I probably would add some fun bits of paper in it. I think it needs to go a little lower. Let's go just a hair more with the blue. There we go. All right, first coat. All right, so let's see. I am just going to use my brush as the width of my stripes. Trying to think if that would be too many. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that'll work. We're gonna go for it. I was worried they might be a little too thin, but all right, so I'm gonna turn it this way because it's easier to get straight lines when you're kind of just pulling your whole arm. And you can go this way, but for me it's a little more comfortable. So always remember to adjust your art to you so you can get those brush strokes down. Okay, then we skip. And the grain of the wood is going this way, moving that way, so I think that's going to even make it look cooler. So I posted a picture earlier today with the flag I did in our membership, Redbyrd Retreat, asking if you guys had done any sort of flag crafts. So if you have, drop them in the comments here or on that post. I'd love to see what you guys have created. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thinking my stripes got a little smaller here, but that's all right. I saw, I can't remember her name now, dang it, a palette flag for the yard, and I have always wanted to do one of those and just have never gotten around to it. Those are always really cool. Whenever I get palettes, I'm usually dismantling them. All right, we've got our base in. And so now we can start distressing. And we're gonna pull out some black and some browns. And I want to try and get a kind of a paint bleed happening as well. Let's see. Let's pull out some gold too. King's gold. Can you see my palette? Yeah, it's kind of a mess. Not really sure what's going on in that palette, right? So with this, it was kind of easy to get this really fun watered down bleed happening with all the different colors, and so that's what we're going to try and achieve here. And so to do that, I'm going to come in with some water here, and I'm going to lay some blue paint kind of at the bottom here. A little bit of some excess there. Okay, and then we're going to take a squirt bottle and start spraying some water there. And so we can start to see that color start to bleed down. I'll grab a wet one to catch the excess here. So we're going to get a little more color and try and force a little bit more blue in that. There we go. We're starting to get some. So we're going to go straight up. It's going to be hard to see right now, but we really want that color to flow down. And sometimes just kind of touching the tops of where that water is kind of helps push that pigment down into that area. Okay, then I'm going to get some black and run some black right here, just right at the top. See if we can get some black running down there. And it mostly just picked up more of that blue, but that's all right. Let's see what we can do here. I had a big pile of blue right at the tip there. There we go. Now we're getting some great color going down. So I'm going to let that sit for just a minute up right here. So if you're just hopping on, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. And we are creating a wood lost my words. A wood flag. Okay. So that is very cool. And then what you can do then is just take this wet one here that we were using to catch the runoff and kind of just dab and make your paint a little messy, creating these fun bits here. It's kind of giving it this worn look around the edge. I'm gonna take that and push that black around up there. Actually, I'll add a little bit more black too around the edges up here as well. I'm just dabbing that on with this wet one. You can take that around the edges. Tammy says hi. Thanks for saying hi. I can see comments. Yay. I never know until I get that first comment. Alright, so I got a little black on my brush. Might as well start just putting in some streaks of black here. And while you're making something like this, if it ever gets to be a little too dark, you can always just let it dry and come back in with your brighter colors and lighten it up. So we're going to come up here. I'm going to add some more blue. It's mixing nicely with that black and giving us a nice dark blue. It kind of looks stormy up there, doesn't it? Grab a brush here. Alright, I'm going to take some of this yellow and streak some yellow in here for some gold accents. My paint is all still very wet, so I'm getting some mixed colors here. All right, let's blow dry this real quick. Forgive me for the noise. I'm just streaking some light brown through here as well, tan color. Just adding more texture with every layer that we do. I'm going to go and grab just a little bit of white and add some bright white kind of back into my stripes a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to let this bottom sit and work on the top here, and you could definitely just kind of sketch out some stars with kind of a white marker or a white paint pen if you had it. You could do chalk, you could do stars, you could do hearts, you could do flowers, all sorts of different things, any shape you want up here. Tonight I am going to use bubble wrap to make my stars. Or if you had stencils. I wonder if I have a star stencil. Maybe, let me look here. Let's see, I might have a star stencil we can use. I know I have polka dots and I know I have bubble wrap. Where is my bubble wrap? Okay, so I have bubble wrap. We could definitely do that. That would look great. I've got polka dots. Polka dots. Oh, I do have stars. What do you guys think? Should we go and actually put stars in there or keep it kind of abstract and do the bubble wrap? So this is what the bubble wrap produces. Let me know in the comments while I get my supplies in order here. We could do something like this. See if I have any other stars in here. That's it. Abstract look. All right, that's what we're gonna go with. Let's see if I can find. Okay, let's do it. And this piece is perfect for that. Bubble wrap and stars on top. We'll see how the bubble wrap comes out. Sometimes that's a little finicky and I might not be able to have the stars on top. So I am just gonna paint this, especially if my paint comes out really heavy with the bubble wrap. I think that's just enough. And just gently smooth that all out here. And wow, that turned out great. It never turns out that good. It's usually very, very random, like I have some polka dots not filled in and some not, but that turned out great. What do you guys think? And now we just need to distress it because it looks very clean with the rest of our flag. So we'll let that dry. I'm going to come down here and add some fun little details here. So I've got this, it's just what do you call this? It is the stuff you put under your dishes in your cabinet, countertop, cabinet wrap. I can't remember, but it's, you know, it's got that, it's that plastic, so it, you know, your stuff doesn't move around. But let's try something here. I'm going to add a little bit of white to it and add some fun little accents down here. We get these fun bits of color, so check out what that did. It's kind of like maybe a screen window was placed against it, or fencing, I guess, maybe. I'm going to grab some black and now use black. It's going to mix with the white on my brush and give me kind of a gray. We'll see how that looks. Very industrial looking, maybe. Maybe that was the word I was looking for. That's kind of fun, isn't it? And maybe just grab some blue. Do it one more time. I don't want to overdo it. Here I say I don't want to overdo it, and I'm probably overdoing it. But if I hate it, I can just paint right over it. So I added some up in the bubbles, which kind of helped give that some distressed look as well. Alright, so I'm going to come back and try and bring out some of this white. I was trying to do that earlier, but my colors were mixing too much. I'm going to work on some of this area here. Just add a little bit of brightness down there. I'm also going to do the same with the red. Bring back some of that brighter red. So that kind of helped brighten all that up down there, so it's not too dark. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to splatter this with some color, and I'm going to use some blacks for that. So to do that, I'm just going to use my round brush here, water down some of this black that I have so it's pretty wet, and then I'm just going to come out and start splattering this guy, and that just really gives it another texture in this painting. And we'll get a little bit of this brown. And a little bit of the gold. Okay, so let me see if I can show you that. So see how that splatter just adds so much more texture? So fun. So if you have a scrap piece of wood at home and red and white and blue paint, maybe black and brown, you could definitely do this with some Amazon bubble wrap and any sort of what is this called? It's like contact paper, but not. Anyways. Okay, so I'm going to come up and work up here on my star area and kind of add some distressing on the edges. Dragging in some blacks and browns. Maybe messing up some of these center circles here. They kind of got maybe scraped around. Wear them down a little bit. They're looking too brand new for this painting, this project. Alright, so then we're going to add another level on the stars here, the star area. I'm going to find a liner brush, and I'm actually going to just draw some stars in. You could definitely use a paint pen if you had one, but all of this is still pretty wet, and when you're using a paint pen, you want your surface to be dry, and I'm a little impatient, so we're going to just brush in some stars. So, who was it? Somebody said that. So that would be Tammy. Bubble wrap and then stars on top. Yes, let's do it. And we're not going to see them too much. I'm not going to make them super bold. I want them to be kind of really just simple little stars that you kind of just get a hint of. I'm going to fill them in. They're going to be open. So let's kind of bring that up so you can kind of see them, kind of have some shape. Maybe let's add a little blue to them. Or yellow. I think I like yellow better. Yes, this would be a fun 4-H project, Tiffany says. Absolutely. It's so easy, so fun, and no rules, no having to have rulers or anything like that. It's just lots of fun. Kids would absolutely love this, especially if they get to splatter paint, because that's their favorite. In my opinion, in my experience, I should say. All right, so I added a little bit of yellow to those just to help them stand out a little bit. Some gold, King's Gold yellow. And I'm just going to bring some of these little stars down here. And let me see if I can grab my gold pen. I'm just going to add some gold stars here and there with this pen. Keeping it very loose and messy. Maybe I'll go over these big guys here. It's a little bit wet. Paint markers and wet paint do not mix. They do not like each other. Works great on dry paint, but that's it. You can add little strips of gold in here. I might add some more gold up there. Let's grab black. And I love holding it. So the way I get really messy squiggles around all of my stuff, if I'm really wanting it to be random and messy and not a forced squiggle, is I hold my pen or brush way up here at the tip, and that really just kind of forces the whole thing to just kind of do this as I'm pulling. It gets these really great wiggles. So I'm kind of just bringing this around. Just going to go all the way around a couple times and create some fun squiggles outline. Come on along this middle piece here. And down maybe a couple of the stripes. Maybe a couple hearts. And then what I'm going to do is maybe circle some of my polka dots. Again, holding my pen way up high so I can't force my circles to be perfect, because when you're holding your pen like this, it's really hard to get random and messy, because you have that memory muscle memory, that, you know, you're just so used to doing something, you're so used to creating O's and circles, it's really hard to get that really messy circle. So holding it like this really helps, if that's what you're trying to do. Okay, so let me show this to you. So you can see my super messy top up there. I've got really messy circles, some squiggles around the stars. We move down. So it's kind of like a graffiti mixed media type flag. And then I've got this white pen here. Just add to it. Maybe go over the areas a little bit that you've already done and add to those. Give them another layer of color. So the white kind of helps those little symbols that I drew in black stand out. Kind of gives it just another layer of dimension. So I think I'm going to call this good. I could keep going, but then I'd probably make it too busy, which is sometimes my problem. So last thing though I want to do is add some words. So I'm going to grab, actually we can just use this, that's too thin. Let me grab some cardstock here. And I've got some fun stamps. So I want to create some labels that say Home of the Brave for this guy. So I'm just gonna fold this and then tear it. So I want to have really rough edges there. Then I'll fold it again. And then you could even just crumple this up and, you know, unwrinkle it so it's got some really fun wrinkles in it. You could add some distressing to it. Let's see. Where is my color? So we'll start with home. This set of stamps is perfect for this type of finish because it's just kind of in that same style of kind of a graffiti. Make sure I've got all my letters right. Home. Here we go. So I'm going to just cut what I need here. Just rip it off. And before I stamp it, I am going to distress it a little bit. It's kind of white, so I'm going to pull in some of this brown and just touch around the edges here. There we go. Just make it soft. So just to show you up close, I know that white is kind of hard to see, but that brown paint, it was a little bit watered down and it picks up these raw edges of the paper really nice and just gives us that really worn edge look. And then we will stamp away. I'm going to test it on this test strip here. Okay. And then that will sit here. And then we will do Brave with this font. No, that's the D. We need the B. Okay, I need a V. Where's my V? Oh, there it is. It's on the other one. It's with the numbers. Okay, so let's realign this on the block here. These little stamps are great because they have some stick to them, so they stick to these acrylic blocks perfect. You can line them up and then you can turn them over and kind of see what you're doing. And make sure all your letters the right way. And so let's get a piece that's going to fit for this. Tear that off. We'll distress this one as well a little bit. Just taking my brush right along those edges, those torn edges, and it's picking up that color. Really nice. Dry it off real quick. All right. So there's the Brave. It looks good. We're ready to stamp our little tag here. There we go. All right. Now for the home of the, I'm going to use these little guys here. So I want those to be a little smaller than the other ones. So we'll put that aside. We're done with those. And let's see, do I have a little scratch sheet that's going to work for that? I better get a new piece. Allison, you just made a stamp. That's cool. Thanks. They are, those little stamps are from Stampin' Up. And I think that acrylic block is from probably just any craft store. But I think you can get stamps like this anywhere. They are just little individual pieces. And again, they have that little stickiness to them. Peel, stick, and stamp. But I know other brands carry something similar to this. Or if you know somebody who does Stampin' Up, you can get it from there. And I'm not sure if they still carry this kind or not, this style anyways. But, and then this is just the acrylic block they stick to. Okay. Let's open this little package of stamps here for the next part. And you could always just write this down. Colleen, the brand of stamps, that first set I was using was Stampin' Up. It is, let's see if I can bring that up for you. Stampin' Up Blockhead Alphabet. And then these little guys, these just little wood blocks here, are stamps from Hobby Lobby. So what are we saying? I better check. Of the. So I need an O. So I'm going to practice here. We're going to do the O. And I love these ones too because it's almost like a typewriter font, and it also gives, you kind of get this, if you press really hard, you get that ghosting happening from the outside of the stamp, which is what I want. Obviously, if you don't have to press as hard, and just carefully get your color down. But I love that look. And the look of just home of the. Should have kept them in the box, but they were kind of stuck together. This was my first time using them, so they kind of are still. Or they're not cut all the way. Where is TH? I need the H. There it is. What was I saying? Was I saying anything? I got so distracted with that little hunt for the H. I think all I was saying was that I love this typewriter type font. So, home of the brave. And actually, let's just go with that. This was just going to be a test, but I feel like we can definitely go with that. Maybe make it a little smaller. Do I know anyone selling Stampin' Up? I might. I don't know if she's doing it anymore, but I can find out for you and let you know. Yeah, let me ask her. It's Stacy Reddy's, and I don't know if she's still doing it. At one point she was thinking about maybe not selling anymore, but I don't know if she's completely gotten out of it. Or who else sells it around here? Maybe Patty Scanlon might still. Okay, so I'm just taking some watered down brown and black here and distressing this little tag as well. Can give it that worn look. We don't want it to look too clean. Alright, let's move all these little blocks out of the way. I'll glue this on and call this project finished. Okay. So maybe this up in the stars here, this right there and that there. What do you think? Get some Mod Podge out. And because this paper is wet and I kind of wrinkled it a little bit, it's not going to lay quite flat. It's going to take a little bit of work, but also I think I'm going to just leave it curled a little bit in certain areas. Let's see if I can find my roller here. I get this handy dandy little roller. Try and flatten some of it out at least a little bit. I want it to stay stuck. I want to have a good surface glued at least. So funny story about this, I just picked this up at a garage sale this Saturday. This cool little, and I don't even know if it's supposed to be for crafts or kitchen or whatnot, but ew, that's kind of annoying. It's squeaky, but it works perfect for smoothing out paper. Okay, I just got a little bit of some glue kind of got pushed out the side here, so I'm just wiping that away real quick. Pressing down. So what do you guys think? I think it just needs one more thing. 1 second. We need some squiggles around these little tags here. Whoop. That squiggle got away from me. Okay, there. Now I feel it's complete. So here is our mixed media flag. So we used red and white, blue, black, and brown paint. Kind of a king's gold, golden yellow. We used some paint pens, some bubble wrap, stamps, and whatever the heck this stuff is called. I don't know. It's like contact paper for your kitchen cabinets. So if you know what it's called. A rubber mat? Is that what it is? Anyways, it's got really great texture. It works great for putting down fun markings on your painting. All right, guys. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up, hearts. If you make this, make sure to share your creations in the comments, or just put them right on Redbyrd Designs. Whatever you want to do there, send me a message. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it inspires you to do a little creating yourself. It's supposed to be super hot tomorrow, so maybe that's a great time to stay indoors where the air conditioner's running and doing a little crafting. Like Tiffany said, this would be a great group project and would be super fun for kids. They would love to do something like this. So anyways, hope that inspired you. Hope you guys have a great evening. Thanks for watching. As always, as a small business trying to get seen on the FB Nation, I so appreciate your guys' hearts and thumbs ups and spreading the joy, sprinkling the love, whatever you want to call it, and all your comments. It really, really does help my little business get seen in that big wide world. So I appreciate that so much, so much. Colleen says, love it. Do you have a supply list? I could definitely put one in the comments for you. I'll add that for you, yeah? Oh, hey, Patty. Yay. I thought you might, but I wasn't sure. So I'm glad you hopped on to answer that. Okay. Anyways, guys, I'll put the supply list or what I used in the comments. Hope you guys have a great evening. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.